something like that. All right, and let's look at our here.
Okay, great.
This is going to be on my social media.
You tag me
on Instagram? If he's giving it to me later. Okay.
C'est du chaud, mais c'est vrai, on en aura beaucoup parce qu'on va aller tous les deux dans le mur. C'est toujours les mêmes comportements et c'est très compliqué.
I will let you know.
Okay, great.
Perfect. And let's see what we start. I hear this one again. So shoot whatever you have to shoot.
I'm prepared like never before, and I'm pretty sure that I deserve to be the champion this year.
I'm gonna be the champion because I think that I'm the best driver on the grid.
I won 6 races this year and I won the title again after 2021.
We have the best car, we have the best team, I have the best teammates. But you never know in EuroNASCAR, so we see on Sunday.
Because I have the best team, the best car and the best driver.
They start from zero and they improve race by race, and it's correct to arrive to the final.
We work very well with BK Car Sport, 6 poles out of 6 wins. Let's finish the job and take the title. Let's do it, guys.
I have what it takes to be the champion, do you?
I'm gonna be the champion because I'm gonna win.
Because I won the title again.
I can assure you, I will win the championship.
I have the best team.
I never give up.
Let's see who will be the champion.
Welcome to Circuit Zolder for two of our drivers, Federico Monti in Club Challenge, Martin Dubek in EuroNASCAR 2. They have already clinched their titles. It's now time to find out who the champion will be in EuroNASCAR Pro. And it's Vittorio Garelli with the advantage in the championship battle. He leads the way by 34 points on his quest to claim that title on the front of the grid. That trophy waits for him, or perhaps one of his rivals. He's 34 points clear of Paul Giffreau, 37 clear of a defending champion Gianmarco Ercoli, and with 80 points available for a win and 70, and then going down in twos from there, it is quite possible that we see a change. Paul Giffreau, the junior trophy leader in the points as well, so he's running second and winning in that classification as well. Thomas Tuffel outside the overall top 10, but he is the challenger trophy leader. You see there Liam Hazeman's fourth place. Of course, he is also second among the trophy runners. And a shout out as well to the man in sixth behind Luca Lasser, Martin Dubek, already the EuroNASCAR 2 champion for a second time, the first ever two-time champion. He is now looking to end his season on a high and maybe even get a top 5 in the Pro Championship. They're already down there on the grid in their droves, drivers and fans. And Paul Giffreau with Andre.
Thank you so much, Adam. Paul, this is what it's about. It's going to be a tough task to master because Garelli has a big advantage in this race, but everything can happen, right?
Yeah, we are in the final, so everything can happen. I think for winning the championship, I need to win and him to be behind the 14th place. So if nothing happens, this will not be possible. The only thing I have to they are crazy. The only thing I have to do is to win this race, and after. We will see, but to look back at the season, my first time in Pro, we are really happy to be in the second place now. Of course you want to win, but when you took a big step behind and you look at all the achievements, this is really nice. This season we had a lot of trouble in the start of the season with the car. Everything was fixed by the team, and little by little we were used to be in the first places. So the job is working in the good way. And so now, even if it's a bad race, even if I'm not champion, I will be proud of what we've done with the RDV, and we're proud of my sponsors, my friends. A lot of guys went to see my races, so it's amazing. So I will be proud of this year, and if I can take this championship, I will do I will give 100% of myself.
A lot of drivers already confirmed that they try it again next year. If you don't make it, if you do not get this trophy, will you try again next year?
We will see. We don't know.
All right, thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. Paul Giuffreau, back to you, Adam.
So Paul Giuffreau for RDV competition, of course. Runners-up already in EuroNASCAR 2. They'd love to go one better in Pro, but they do have to rely really on a poor race from Vittorio Garelli. And frankly, Vittorio Garelli hasn't had many poor races this year. He's with Andre.
Thank you so much, Adam. In the background, still the French anthem, but I think you would like to hear Fratelli d'Italia se desta at the end of this race, right?
Yeah, obviously we will do our best to finish the job. We did a very good season until now, and we'll see in the end who will be singing.
You have to be inside the top 15, top 14 to win the championship. What's your plan? Will you see just the big picture, or will you still attack to get another race win?
Well, I will go for it. It's always a race. You have to always push, you know, and then we'll see how it evolves.
All right. Grazie mille. Thank you so much. See you later. Back to you, Adam.
Great Vittorio Garelli in the zone for sure. You can see the focus in his eyes. He, of course, will be right up there at the front of the grid for this race. It is Giuffreau alongside Vittorio Garelli on the front row of the grid. So the two men we just spoke to are going to be at the sharp end of the order nonetheless. Then Gianmarco Ercoli in third place as well. So your top three in the championship are the top three starters on the grid, and that could make things incredibly interesting in the early stages and all throughout this race. It's going to be 18 laps where a lot is going to be on the line, and certainly I can expect things to get interesting down there. Andre, back to you.
Thank you so much. I'm here with Gianmarco Ercoli, the reigning champion. You have one of those already at home. This time it's not going to be possible to get it that easy. A lot of things have to happen, miracles to be honest, but still a very eventful season. You became a father in Valencia. You got your first win of the season in Oschersleben. Car racing again, doing a great job. How do you want to end this season on a high note, I guess?
So it's a really great season. I'm happy for arrive to the last race to play the title again. So it's not finished. There is another race. It's too much important. Try to win, and I have only one chance. I can do it only this way, and for the other I can wait 1 hour for the result.
All right, thank you so much. Grazie mille. Good luck. Back to you, Adam.
There you go. So Gianmarco Ercoli, he was the champion last year, of course, in remarkable circumstances, claimed the win in the final race. And Vittorio Garelli had a very rough final race of the season, ended up in the gravel trap at turn number 2. I think where he might have even been under safety car conditions at the time that happened as well. It was not a good end to his season, but he has had a stellar year. Of course, moved from Team Blake & Whelen over to PK Carsport for the 2024 season. And the PK Carsport head honcho is fourth on the grid. That is Anthony Kumpen, a man, of course, who has done it all before in the world of EuroNASCAR competition. And he will be, I'm sure, looking to try and help out. Mark Goossens will be looking to return to victory lane. He's done it here at Zolder before, Andre.
Adam said you've done it before to go to victory lane in Belgium in EuroNASCAR. You want to do it again, I guess?
I want to do it every time, not only in Belgium, but no, it'll be a tough task today, especially with, there's 3 guys in front of us still fighting championship points. We don't want to get interfered with that, so we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. And yesterday I was pretty happy with the podium finish, and yeah, you know what? It's another race. It's the last race. I know some people will take a couple more risks, but we have to deal with it. I'm not playing a championship. Of course, want to win races, but if I can challenge a podium position this weekend again, then I'll be pretty happy.
Being a racing driver is not only driving cars, it's also taking care of sponsors, partners, family, friends and fans. And I saw Team Blake & Whelen with a lot of people there involved at this weekend. Yeah, they're from the Netherlands, but with you they have a Belgium driver, many people there. How was the weekend there for you?
Yeah, it's been pretty busy for me on several items, because I'm team managing for a Porsche Carrera Cup team as well here, where we just won the race with Calaro Vampera, so pretty happy with that one to start with. And then, through Team Blekemolen, we had, I think, 250 guests this weekend. I had with Garage van der Plas, who was my main partner. We had something like 30 guests again today. So it's about, doing a speech left and right. But, Andre, I'm used to that. It's part of the game. And, as soon as the warm-up lap starts, then we switch to the other channel.
All right. And one part is also doing interviews. Thank you so much for being available all the time. Thank you so much. Back to you, Adam.
Always love hearing from Mark Goossens, a driver with so much history in motorsport, but still a driver that can be on the cutting edge of speed over the course of a race distance. Always a threat for an overall podium at the very least. And today he starts from P5. You'd expect Mark Goossens to be competitive, of course. Fabrizio Armetta is alongside him on the grid on the third row. And certainly the Club Motorsport have taken a perhaps not so expected step up this year. They've worked incredibly hard over the 2024 off-season, and it has paid dividends this year. Armetta starting from row 3 of the grid. He might be trying to seek out a podium from that position. We go back down to Andre.
All right, I'm here with Tobias Daunhauer. We were always already chatting in German, and I was asking him, nice piece of metal. Are you going to try to get it next year again?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I mean, it's a nice series and it's all about sponsors and to get the budget for the next season. But looking forward. I'm do my best to get a good contract for next year. And hopefully I will be back in this series.
You were a little bit on fire in free practice. We want to see you on fire in a different way in this race. What do you think you're capable of doing in the last race of the season?
I will do my best for sure. I mean, we're starting in 7th position, so a lot of cars in front of me, but yesterday I also had a good start. Unfortunately, I have to stop my car because of a gearbox failure. But I'm hoping a bit for rain, but because this morning it was pretty good, we were on P1 in rainy conditions. So looking forward to the race. Hopefully we will have a good season finish and show a great show for all these fans here.
All right, thank you so much. I think a lot of German fans will now start a rain dance. Back to you, Adam.
Thanks.
Very good. Yes, Tobias Daunhauer proved himself in the rain last year, that much is for sure. Record-breaking margin of victory in last year's season decider. Andre is grabbing them thick and fast. Let's go back down to you.
I think we are already live now. We are talking about different things. Sebastian Blekemolen with me. I'm already talked to Mark Goossens. A very busy weekend for Team Blekemolen, not only on track but also off track. Can you tell me something about your activities there?
Yeah, what's great, this is sort of our home race. For Mark, it is his home race. And we have 280 guests this weekend in our hospitality tent. So it was quite busy, but fun. Yeah.
So it's not only about setting up a car, it's not only about racing a car, it's also having catering, having sponsor activities, fans involved. But let's talk about racing. How happy are you with the performance so far? We saw a lot of potential in Team Blekemolen cars, but in the end, up and downs in the season. How you want to finish that one?
We have very aggressive curbs at Zolder, and my steering wheel was, after 2 laps, it was like this, so something bent. And it caused us a lot of bad positions, and during the day we had to work really hard to improve the car. And I finished, I think 8th or whatever. Oh, 6th. Okay, 6th. Not what I wanted. Mark was 3rd, so that was good.
All right, then have fun and good luck later. Maybe we see each other in victory lane.
You never know at Zolder, it can happen. Yeah.
All right, then good luck. Thank you so much. Good. Back to you, Adam.
Excellent. Sebastian Blekemolen, always one to watch as well. A big history in touring car style racing. Has adapted well to stock cars, of course. Used to run GTs in years gone by as well with, among other people, Anthony Kumpen. So those two have known each other for a very long time. Of course, in 9th position on the grid, we'll find Martin Dubeck in the number 7 car. He is the EuroNASCAR 2 champion already. So I'm sure we'll see him really let his hair down now and maybe go for some pushing. He has no real business in the EuroNASCAR Pro to worry about. He could move up the standings if he gets a particularly good result and those ahead of him falter, but he'll just be looking to end his year in the cockpit on a high. You can see there around the circuit, it's certainly not a sunny day, but at least it's staying dry down there for you, Andre.
Yeah, it is, and I have the EuroNASCAR president and CEO and also the CEO of Team FJ here, the organizer and promoter of the EuroNASCAR series, Jérôme Galpin. Another season, another amazing championship battle, another amazing event with a lot of fans. How happy are you with this 2024 campaign?
Yeah, very happy. We can see that we had great battles all year long. We had fantastic event. Even here in Zolder, we still have a nice weather. No, we can't be more happy with the season we already covered. We still have one very good race to run. My focus for the next six months is already on 25, and we have also plenty of good things coming. So first of all, we will really enjoy and party with the teams and drivers tonight and celebrate their achievement. We will be done in Charlotte for the Cup banquets and the banquets to reward the best driver in the US at the NASCAR Hall of Fame. So pretty much no winter. You know, we close the race, we go to the banquet, celebrate the award ceremony, and then get ready for 25 with big news coming. So it's a kind of we're ready to roll.
All right. Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much, and enjoy the last race. Back to you, Adam.
Always exciting. More news to come about 2025 very, very soon indeed. You see there the graphic on the right of your screen. Join our journey. Do have a look at EuroNASCAR.com. Follow the social platforms as well for all of the off-season information as we gear up. We're already running forth towards the 2025 season, and the 2024 decider is, of course, coming very soon. 16 minutes until the command is given to fire engines here. The anthems of the United States and Belgium will play in about 7 minutes time as well. You see there on the corner of screen as well, the first date of the season for 2025, the always wonderful NASCAR Fest in Valencia will kick off the season at the circuit Ricardo Tormo. That circuit, of course, revered as a world championship host in motorcycle racing. But back down to you, Andre.
Thank you so much. I'm now joined by US NASCAR officials, NASCAR International, Arlette Fernandez and Jason Simmons. I start with you. How do you enjoy this event so far?
Oh, it's been great. It's my first NASCAR Euro Series race, and it's been like fantastic. I mean, the level of competition has been so exciting, and we spent like really 2 great days. I think the fans are getting what they came here for, so it's been awesome.
All right, then enjoy it. Thank you so much. And Jason, we have been together in the paddock a few times already. So another EuroNASCAR final and another American theme event. If you compare it to the US, how much NASCAR is here in this event?
A lot of NASCAR, and the energy here is overflowing. And I mean, the amount of people out here is, I mean, you can't even walk down the grid. A lot of excitement, a lot of families, right? You know, NASCAR is really high on family values, so it's good to see a lot of the youth out here, a lot of diversity out here on the grid, and we're super excited of everything that the series has accomplished this year. And to see the growth from the last time I was out here to this time, it's been really rewarding to see a lot of the work that, you know, not only us in the U.S., but a lot of the work that you guys here on this side of the pond have been doing with the leadership of Ann and Jerome and Joe Ballish with the addition of him, and then also the support that Whelen has lent to the series over the years has just been phenomenal, and it really is felt and appreciated. So, group effort. Great job of everybody that's been involved with this series, and we're looking forward to next year already. But first, we got a good race going on here today to crown a champion, and we're looking forward to that here in a little bit.
All right, thank you so much. I'm really proud to be part of this NASCAR family. I hope you enjoyed this race. Thank you so much. Back to you, Adam.
I love being part of it too, Andre. Great to hear from our international delegates. And of course, they've also been actively involved with the presentations up on the podium and really getting into the spirit of the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. If you are a fan of NASCAR road course racing, this has been the weekend for you. We're deciding our championships, of course. The NASCAR Cup Series and Xfinity are on the Charlotte Roval this weekend. There's all sorts of exciting fender-to-fender action going on in stock car machinery this weekend. But this is going to be the most tense race of the weekend here at Zolder. Vittorio Garelli with certainly a target on his back as long as he finishes above 14th. But Paul Pro can secure the title by winning, or rather, even if Paul Dufro does win, he can't secure the title so long as Garelli finishes 14th or higher. So for Vittorio Garelli, he really just needs a clean race and a decent result. For Dufro, for the number 54 Gianmarco Ercoli, they've both got the hope for a falter from the 24 car for any hope of championship glory today. So that is the big story there. Vittorio Garelli with the red banner on his car. That signifies that he's the championship leader. He will lead the championship into victory in the point standings so long as he gets a decent result today. That's all he needs, is a decent result. Garelli would need to be 14th, would need to be 15th or lower for this man to win the championship, and he would need to be in victory lane. So certainly high stakes for RDV competition. Equally, 16th would be the drop line, shall we say, for Vittorio Garelli. If Ercoli wins the race, Ercoli would need Garelli to be all the way down in 17th or lower. So that is going to be a big ask for a man who has been so strong this season. Vittorio Garelli has had a great year with PK Car Sports, but Gianmarco Ercoli has won the title here before, twice as a matter of fact, of course, because he won the EuroNASCAR 2 title here all the way back in 2015, the first ever appearance of EuroNASCAR at Zolder, and he took a title win there in 2015. There's certainly a circuit that has favoured him on a couple of occasions, but he'll have to get around the man directly in front of him, Vittorio Garelli. Of course, there's always that factor. You heard from Mark Goossens, and Goossens is a very fair-minded driver and a driver who's done so much in his career. He's happy, I think, realistically, to stay out of that title issue. Someone like Fabrizio Armessa, if he gets the opportunity to fight for an overall podium or indeed an overall win, best believe he's going to go for it. And Tobias Downhauer as well, 7th on the grid. We heard from him today. He's seeking sponsors. He's securing his own seat for 2025 here in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. And there's no better way to do that than finishing with a P1. So if he gets a sniff at a podium, if he gets a sniff at a victory, again, he will go for it. One man we haven't mentioned much today is young Liam Hazemans. He is 11th on the grid alongside Ryan Vargas on row 6. So he has some work to do if he wants to ascend through the order. That much is for sure. He, of course, is 4th in the standings, and he'll be looking to cement that result at the very least today. And as the clock ticks down, we're just moments away from the US and the Belgian national anthems playing back to back. The drivers are ready to observe the national anthems, and we are very much ready to observe the finale of EuroNASCAR Pro, the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, about to decide its 3rd and final championship overall of the season. Will it be this man? Will it be those around him? We'll find out in the next few minutes. we go. The anthems have been played, and the drivers now start to position themselves, get ready for the racing action. Now, we've talked a lot about the overall title, Vittorio Girelli's title predicament there. We've discussed Paul Giffreau leading the junior trophy, and so long as he finishes well clear of Hazeman's, he should be fine in regard to that championship. Liam Hazeman's would need to really ascend through the order to have any hope of claiming junior trophy this year. But the Challenger Trophy, that's very close. Thomas Toffel, who sits 15th in the overall standings, he is only 6 points clear of Dario Cato in the Victor Motorsport number 8 car. So he needs to make sure that he stays ahead of Dario Cato in today's race. Toffel starts from 10th on the grid. Cato is in 21st, so it shouldn't, in theory, if all things stay normal, it should be Toffel in prime position for that Challenger Trophy title, but nothing is ever as we can expect it to be in EuroNASCAR competition. Sometimes the unexpected definitely happens, especially here at Zolder. We've seen it before so many times, and Andre Viegold, something tells me that there's a few more twists and turns to come before we see the checkered flag for the final time this year.
Oh yes, the final rodeo, Adam, and I'm so into it. You saw the tension on the grid. It's also nice to have Aled Fernandez and Jason Simmons by NASCAR here. NASCAR International always present in Europe. They come from the USA to watch our races, to be part of the event. That's always something very special. The honors later at the podium belong to the drivers and the teams. So I want to say one thing before we go to the sporting side of this race. Adam, it was always a pleasure to work with you this whole season long. Reporter, co-commentator, it was always a lot of fun. I hope you guys out there love the entertainment, like the entertainment we brought to you to your homes to watch NASCAR Whelen Euro Series all over the world. And we are now ready for the final race. It looks like that Vittorio Girelli has all jokers in his hands, like a full house, maybe even a straight flush or something like this. But yeah, there may be something happening. We have also the battle for the junior trophy. Liam Hazeman still has chances of winning against Giffreau. And then we have also the Challenger Trophy battle going on. Thomas Toffel leads the way, but still there's just 2 points between him and Dario Cato. Max Lanza is also in contention for the Challenger Trophy, so there's a lot of things we have to take a look on. It's going to be it's going to be a fun race. Vittorio Girelli in the 24 car, at the moment the championship leader with a comfortable lead, and if he doesn't make any mistake, if he stays out of chaos, it looks good for the PK Car Sport car. But as you said, it's EuroNASCAR. Anything can happen here.
Can and often does. We are 3 minutes away from the most famous words in motorsport being delivered. The NASCAR Whelen Euro Series, always a highlight of the calendar here at the circuit Zolder, especially concluding our season here. We did it for most of the latter half of the 2010s. During the early 2020s, in regard to the pandemic, the calendar shifted a little bit, but this feels like, in many ways, the spiritual home of the NASCAR season decider here in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. Of course, it's been playoff season as well for the last 2 weekends of the year. The last 4 races of each of our championships have double points in play, and that can have a big pendulum effect. And certainly, if there's any hope at all for Giffreau, for Urquhart to claim this title, they need that pendulum in their favour. They need that race victory. Moreover, they need Vittorio Girelli to have a problem and fall back down the field again. 14th is the absolute lowest Vittorio Girelli can afford to fall if it is the number 3 RDV competition car in the lead. And then there's the Kumpen factor. Anthony Kumpen in the 66 car for this weekend. He will be there or thereabouts as well, trying to stay out of too much of the drama, but certainly wanting to provide backup, provide support to his PK Car Sport driver That being the number 24 of Garelli. We've got 90 seconds left until the engines rumble one last time. You can feel it in your rib cage as these motors fire into life. I can feel something in the air, Andre. I think we're in for a very compelling season decider. This one is going to be great entertainment. 1 minute until we hear the most famous words in motorsport. Are you ready?
I am ready. I'm so ready. I'm getting a little bit emotional in the last race. We saw with the Blue West, Alex, our videographer for the EuroNASCAR media team there shooting stuff. If you see something cool on our YouTube channel, Instagram channel, it's him, Anne Galpin, Jérôme Galpin, the whole team FJ. We have so many people involved doing everything they can, the marshals, the track partners, the sponsors, everyone involved putting so much passion into EuroNASCAR to make this great racing spectacle happen. So I'm getting a little bit emotional because at the end of the season it's always a very special thing to be here. And now we go down to the command.
Je bent geen expert in autosport?
Nee. Eerste keer.
En word je nu expert in autosport?
Wie weet. Misschien.
We duimen mee. Leon, heb je stress?
Ça va, valt mee.
Dat is de spirit. Dankjewel. Leon, ik ga je het woord geven. Je mag de legendarische woorden uitspreken en de motoren laten brullen. Hier ga je, Leon.
Drivers, start your engines.
Precies op tijd.
There you go, some natural gravitas in that voice there. Another one of our Whelen guests for this weekend. That was Leon Diega presenting the most famous words in motorsport. The drivers have obeyed, the engines have fired into life. For the final time this season, we're about to go EuroNASCAR racing. Now, if you joined us this morning, it was 2 formation laps and a single file start because we had mixed conditions out there on the circuit. This one will be standard procedures. It will be a very, very compelling start to the race. 2x2 formation, rolling start, as it should be in any NASCAR competition. 1 formation lap, 1 last chance to get some heat into these Hoosier tyres. And if you're just joining us for the first time, those tyres, they've been through a few heat cycles already. Qualifying yesterday for the top 10 from yesterday's qualifying, they went into Superpole as well. Then the first race, and now 1 last race, all on the same set of tyres. You saw yesterday, if you're an American viewer in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Van Gisbergen's tyres were 20 laps older, the effect that had on his closing stages of the race. The same applies here. If you have taken the life out of your tyres towards the end of this race, you are going to know about it. Vittorio Garelli starts on pole position alongside Paul Dufresne, Gianmarco Ercoli and Anthony Kumpen on row 2 of the grid. Then it is Mark Goosens alongside the Club Motorsports Fabrizio Armetta with a really good opportunity to make some good positions from there. Tobias Dauenhauer looks to end his season on a high alongside Sebastian Bleekemolen. The newly crowned EuroNASCAR 2 champion Martin Dubeck lines up alongside his rival at times in that category, Thomas Toffel. Liam Hasemans will start from 11th place alongside the 11 in 12th. That's Ryan Vargas. 13th on the grid, it is the 33 car, Luca Lasser, looking to try and get a top 10 in his final race of the season. Julian Reberg, who's been on great form this weekend, is 14th. Personis and Del So are next on row 8. Victor Neumann, the new rookie trophy champion in EuroNASCAR 2, he is alongside Liam Lambert. From Lambert down, it is the 74 car of Kenko Miura. He is alongside the number 1 of Vladimir Osiortsis. Then it's Dario Casso looking to maybe try and upset Thomas Toffel in the Challenger Trophy order. He is alongside the 48 car of Nick Strickler, the 88 of Lanza, and then the special development vehicle of Frederic Gabillon there towards the rear of the field. So then 24 cars set to take the start, Andre. Once more with fury, once more with vigour. We are ready to go racing here at the circuit Zolder. It's our first 2x2 rolling start of the day as well. We could be 2, perhaps even 3 wide into that first corner.
Yes, and it can be a decisive situation of the race. Vittorio Girelli, he needs a good start. He needs to stay out of trouble to clinch that title. I have goosebumps already. The last race of the season, we were waiting for that moment. 7 events long. We were in so many different countries in Europe, on so many different and amazing tracks, starting in Valencia, going to Italy, Vallelunga, Brands Hatch, UK, the Netherlands with the Raceway Venray, the only oval race. We were in Most in the Czech Republic, in Germany, Oschersleben, and now this is the final time, the 2x2 formation, the last time we see the green flag in the air for the EuroNASCAR Pro. Man, I'm getting really emotional right now. The pace car already off track, and then it's up to you, it's your honor to start this race.
We've crossed the continent. We've seen multiple drivers at the front end of the order claiming the top step of the podium. It's been Girelli more than anybody else. Now he just needs to secure the championship. We're underway and racing in EuroNASCAR Pro, and it's Girelli, the pole sitter, immediately having a little bit of a hip check there with Dufresne. Oh, a contact! And Girelli is off the circuit at the very first corner. His PK Car Sport teammate, Anthony Kumpen, involved as well. Vargas, Reberg, other drivers also caught up in dramas. Luca Lasser, the 55 by the looks of it. Armetta was also caught up in that as well. I think potentially Vittorio Girelli receives some help there from Gianmarco Ercoli behind. We'll have to get a replay. Dufresne is slowing as well. And I think we got a full course yellow, we do. And everybody has been rather caught out by that. Liam Hazement hits the rear there of Thomas Toffel. Toffel is gesticulating there to the young Dutchman, but immediately the title picture has exploded, and the driver who had the comfortable advantage is currently in a sandpit.
What a start to this race. Julian Reberg out of the car, retiring, but we have to take a look what happened there and what happened to Vittorio Girelli. It was a chain of actions there. It was not just one single contact. Let's see. So Girelli dives into the first corner. He gets a tap by Gianmarco Ercoli, and there was then Anthony Kumpen, also a victim. He was not involved, like doing something wrong. It was the tap by Gianmarco Ercoli that got the 24 loose, and now we have to take a look what race control is doing. We have Ryan Vargas involved, Luca Lasser involved, a lot of carnage here, and this changes the whole championship picture. We have to see how many cars are still on track and where Vittorio Girelli can rejoin, and if the car is okay, if the 24 car is able to continue and end this race.
A lot to unpack. The 24 car is no longer in that gravel trap. If it is running straight and true, best assured there might be some receipts on the way. That was a very dramatic start to the season's decider. That, unfortunately, is one of the innocent parties collected up in all of that. Fabrizio Armetta, who had such a good starting position. I expected him to be somewhere significant. Unfortunately, he is in trouble. Looks like Ryan Vargas has some damage there to the left front quarter panel as well. The fender is off, and I think the tyre might be down too, and Julian Reberg's car is torn up, as is Luca Lasser's. A lot of collateral damage there in the incident at the first corner. The safety car is now going to be out around the circuit as well. You can see, I believe, the safety car board's now being deployed. We are still, I think, officially under full course yellow for the time being. But that is certainly a start to the decider. Not sure it's the start that we all wanted to see, but Dufresne and Ercoli are your top two then, and number 72 picking the bones, the highly experienced Mark Goossens. No surprise that he's managed to weather that storm. Tobias Downhauer there in 4th position as well. In 5th place is Thomas Toffel. He is in a very good position, and of course he wants to be in as good a position as he can, given he is still trying to secure that Challenger Trophy title. Now, where is the 24 car in all of this? Is it still running?
Yeah.
Yes. I believe I can just see it there at the back of shot, if I'm not mistaken. We'll try and see it in the back of this one as Julian Reberg's recovery continues. Well, we get another look here at the start. There was a hip check there between Dufresne and Girelli, but then Girelli was tagged by Ercole, and poor Anthony Kumpen had nowhere to go there either. Must have been the most hopeless feeling in the world, realizing as Girelli started to spear to the right that he was going to make contact with his own car. And look at that scrum coming out of turn one as well. That was really effectively its own incident, wasn't it? That was a separate issue altogether. Just three cars trying to get into the same space, and it not working out for any of them. A dramatic start. There's the 66 and the 24. So both Kumpen and Vittorio Girelli are still running. Girelli is 18th across the line, so by no means has he lost this championship yet. Again, if Dufresne wins this race, if he crosses the line first and is confirmed as race winner, he will still have to rely on Gianmarco Ercole finishing lower than 14th on the ultimate classification.
Girelli, you mean? And we have one important thing there. Frédéric Gabillon and Anthony Kumpen in front of Girelli are non-championship drivers. They will not take away any points from Girelli. So when we clear them from the classification at the moment, Girelli is running 16th. So he has to get past Max Lanza and Dario Caso to get back to 14th position. It depends now all on how the 24 car works. It was not a big impact for the 24, but when he went through the gravel, you saw the car shaking, and there is the big question what the suspension did. So if the car is running well, and we know the pace of Vittorio Girelli, he has still a chance of winning the championship. But right now, when we have the picture right now, Paul Dufour is in first. Of course, we have an investigation going on, and I think the one who's in the target of this investigation might be Gianmarco Ercole, because he tapped the 24 car. He spun into Anthony Kumpen. So for me, Paul Dufour had nothing to do with all this stuff. So it's Gianmarco Ercole who may be the target of the investigation. So Frédéric Gabillon and Anthony Kumpen, non-championship drivers. So it's 2 positions on track for Vittorio Girelli. I bet when the green flag is coming that Anthony Kumpen will make way. And Frédéric Gabillon, he doesn't want to interfere in the championship battle as well. He will also make way for Vittorio Girelli. And then it's up to Girelli to overtake at least 2 other drivers to be back in first position in the overall standings.
Yes, apologies for my
worries.
Mouth glitching out on me there with the various different names. But yes, Girelli has... Oh, now the 66 car is in. Anthony Kumpen has pitted, hasn't he? And look at the damage on the rear quarter of Girelli's car as well. That is quite a bit of damage. Again, as you alluded to, the suspension is the point of concern. We're now under safety car rather than full course yellow. And of course, that's obvious for obvious reasons. But the obvious issue for Girelli is he's not going to really know what that car is doing underneath him until he's going at racing speeds. However, he will get the opportunity to drive at racing speeds once again at the end of this lap, because the safety car is coming in this time by.
And there's also one point. There's an investigation going on here. We have Anthony Kumpen rejoining the track, as it seems. So when there are penalties, that also may favor Vittorio Girelli, so he might gain some positions there if there are penalties coming, and therefore there's still everything on the table for Vittorio Girelli. He has the 25, the test car in front of him with Frédéric Gabillon, as I said, a non-championship driver. This is a very, very interesting situation right now on track. We have a single file restart at the end of this lap with Paul Dufour leading. He has to win to have a chance of winning the title, and then it's up to Vittorio Girelli and the conditions of his car if he can make it back into the top 14 to win the 2024 EuroNASCAR Pro Championship. What a nail biter here.
You can see what he's doing. He's been backing off a little bit and then flinging it into corners to try and get an idea for the feel of the car. it doesn't look too bad, but only the man with the steering wheel in his grasp can really tell us, and he'll tell us by way of performance. If he starts moving through the order, we know that all systems are go. For Vittorio Garelli, this is not the start that he wanted. For Paul Giuffreau, this is now going to be more pressure than he wanted, but it was pressure he had to have seen coming. Single file restart, Gianmarco Ercoli directly behind him. Mark Goossens, Tobias Downhauer, Thomas Toffel, all searching for glory in the top 5 as well. A word to Liam Hazelman's also 6th overall. He picked himself through that well, as did Thomas Chrysonis in 7th place, who started all the way down in 15th. The single file restart then will resume at the race. We may well get an additional lap of the race, pending race control's determination on that. We are back underway. The race resumes, and it is Paul Giuffreau that leads them into the first corner. Ercoli trying to go defensive there. He gets there. Oh, contact between Toffel and Downhauer. It's gotten messy yet again. Downhauer and Ercoli, Downhauer and Toffel there having their moment at turn 1. Ercoli also looked like he was getting a bit loose under braking, but got the car stopped, thankfully. Goossens in 3rd position. Paul Giuffreau continues to lead the way. Then it's Chrysonis now up to 4th position. Chrysonis is from 15th on the grid. He's now in the top 5. He has had a very good start to the race. Liam Hazelman's with his slightly wounded car under pressure from the 47, and there is the 24. We're back to full course yellow conditions. Now, the 24 did not make up any places there in terms of overtaking, but of course, critically, 2 cars in the gravel means 2 more places for Vittorio Garelli.
Yeah, definitely. And then we have still Frédéric Gabillon in there. So when I take a look right now, 2 positions. So Frédéric Gabillon should be 14th, and then Vittorio Garelli 15th, with the 25 car being invisible for our standings. That means that Vittorio Garelli should be in 14th right now. And if my calculations are right, he should be back in 1st place in the overall standings right now.
Yes, so just the 1 car non-scoring ahead of him, but Kumpen behind him for now. But this is certainly something that works just about in Garelli's favour. Thomas Toffel is not done yet. He's going to continue on. Downhauer would love to as well, but he's pretty well beached in the gravel. Yeah, Ercoli got a little bit loose there just as he initially applied the brake pedal. Goossens, of course, was right there with his nose on the inside. But Downhauer and Toffel there, both into the gravel trap, finding each other, quite big contact. And certainly this first corner is proving to be perhaps not the marshal post you'd want to be on. They've been very busy since this race started.
Oh yes, it was another interesting incident there, because Toffel lost it a little bit on the brakes. You saw the car getting loose, and then he made contact with Downhauer, and Downhauer still in the car. I think he wants to continue somehow, but now the car is towed back. Maybe he can refire. Let's see if they are allowing him to continue or not, if the car is going.
Liam Hazelman's, I'm told, is in the pit lane as well. So Liam Hazelman's, by the sounds of it, has come into the pit lane. That is a very upsetting end to his season. That, of course, will swing the junior trophy pretty much definitively in favour of Paul Giuffreau. And I have to imagine that's something to the effect of, I can't see with the bonnet up that much. It's right in his field of vision, and that's going to make it very difficult for him to drive. Unfortunately, Tobias Downhauer's car is still there. I think he was gesturing for a push, but I don't think it's forthcoming.
Yeah, we have to sort everything a little bit. So we have Garelli now in 14th position in the overall standings. Frédéric Gabillon also lost some positions. He's still on track, but it seems like he backed off and rejoined at the rear of the field. That's exactly what he should do as a non-championship testing car. He doesn't want to get involved somehow in the championship battle. That's maybe the reason why he backed off and rejoined. at the end of this line. Tobias Daunauer being pushed back towards the pits, and here we have Liam Hazeman. So he was in the pits to check if the car is fine, maybe do some small repairs, but he rejoined. So we have to see what's coming next. So the 99 off track right now. Jufro leading Ercole. Still investigations, of course, ongoing at the moment. What a dramatic situation here for the EuroNASCAR Pro Final Four in 2024.
They had Hendricks Motorsport's strongest team member do an elbow drop on the bonnet of Liam Hazeman's. We're back underway. Green flag has been deployed. We're back to racing conditions then, and the race resumes. Let's see how that's worked out. A few drivers, I think, were caught a little bit napping, but certainly not Paul Dufro, certainly not Ercole, nor Mark Goosens. The top three have broken away there. Across the curves there goes to number 74 of Kenko Miura. He's just ahead of Vittorio Girelli. Girelli in the 24 car down there through the order. In fact, I think he made up a couple of places just as the full course yellow was lifted, because he's gotten past Dario Casso and I think possibly Max Lanza as well. So Girelli moving back up the order, furthering his championship lead that he's lost so much of because of the dramas at the first corner. But as it stands, he is now in position to fairly definitively win the championship, regardless of what goes on up here at the front. Dufro and Ercole, the top two, of course, everything's under investigation from the first lap as well. But Paul Dufro is doing everything he can do right now. Unfortunately, for him at least, Vittorio Girelli was down, but he certainly wasn't out.
Looking at the pace of Vittorio Girelli, I'm just checking who's in front of him, and there's already a gap a little bit between Lystel Soy and Nick Strickler. So I think potentially he can move up to 8th place just with the pure pace he has, depending on how much damage he carries in his 24 Chevy Camaro. At the front, Gianmarco Ercole trying to overtake and push a little bit Paul Jufro. At the moment, there are no penalties, so Ercole is trying, of course, to take over the lead, because if Girelli has more problems, Ercole can win the championship, Jufro can win the championship, but both of them, they need a race win. And then we have the Belgium legend, Mark Goosens, just waiting for an opportunity to grab another home race win here at Circuit Zolder. It's going to be an interesting rest of this race. 18 laps at the moment. We have to wait if we get an additional lap because of the safety car.
Look at some of these names right up there as well. Liam Lambert in 6th position, leading in Challenger Trophy as well. But that's the best showing I think Lux Motorsports have had, at least in recent memory, in the Pro division. Victor Neumann ahead, the newly crowned Rookie Trophy EuroNASCAR 2 champ, is running 5th overall as well. Brisonis there in 4th position. The effect that this race has had so far is one of jumbling the order, certainly. Gianmarco Ercole all over the rear of Paul Dufro. Has a look to the inside at turn 2. Can't get it done there. He will be certainly right in the head right now of Paul Dufro. I think he's making every potential move he can to just continue applying that pressure to the rear of Paul Dufro, to raise that heartbeat, to raise that intensity, to make sure the forefront of Paul Dufro's mind is what is Gianmarco Ercole going to do next. And of course, Mark Goosens is there to play spoiler as well in 3rd place. The top 3 breaking away the lead battle. That's 7 of this race, scheduled for 18 laps. Paul Dufro leads it, but he is under immense pressure as they break for Villeneuve.
Yeah, and they can do whatever they want. At the moment, Girelli is running in 11th place, so Girelli is still first in the overall standings. Of course, they just try to do what they have to do, and that's winning the race. Girelli at the moment in a comfortable position after this setback in the first lap, in the first corner, but still he managed to have the pace to do what he has to do to be the 2024 champion. He has some cars in front of him. Nick Strickler, Vladimir Tsotzis and Kenko Miura. There we have the 24 car, and it seems, Adam, that it's running quite well.
Yes, no, the car looks like it is at least on decent form in amongst the pack. Certainly not at the pace we'd normally expect from Pirelli, but it's together enough for him to do enough here as it stands in the championship battle. For those of you who are fans of Thomas Toffel, he is in the pit lane here. He came back into the pits after that damage, so he looks like he's taking no further part in this, unfortunately. So some wounded cars behind barriers in garages at the moment here at the circuit Zolder. The top two now breaking away from Mark Goossens. Erkeli now with a little less pressure from behind, and that means he can mount the pressure more so to the car ahead of him. They turn in through the first chicane, bouncing across those curves. And as you heard from Sebastian Blakemölen down on the grid, very abrasive curves. They can easily take a pounding and make sure the car comes off worse in the process here at the circuit Zolder. There's your battle for fourth place between Chrysonis and Neumann going through shot. Then it's Lambert, then it's Ulysse Delso running well in seventh place. Strickler, Siortzis, Kenko Miura, and then your championship leader, current, as it stands, provisional champion, Vittorio Girelli. But that car probably not A1, but certainly at least staying together for the time being. And just behind him now, moving up to 12th place, is Anthony Kumpen. And Kumpen, I'm sure, will be watching that number 24 car ahead of him, thinking championship and just willing it, begging it to hang on until the finish.
Yeah, and he may be also a little bit of a shield for Girelli when he has all the rest behind him, so he can protect his championship contender a little bit. Gianmarco Ercoli still very racy there in the 54 car racing Chevy against Paul Juffo. He holds on to the lead in the 3 RDV competition Ford Mustang. Paul Juffo does everything he needs to do to be in contention for the title, and we have still a long race to go, so everything can happen. We promised you before the race, this isn't over. This ain't over until we see the checkered flag, and it's still not over. Despite having Girelli in 11th place, I bet this race has maybe more surprises for us ready than we think of.
Absolutely right. Look at Gianmarco Ercoli stalking Paul Giuffreau. Contact between the two of them, and the rear of Paul Giuffreau's car, you saw it there, kind of delaminate a little bit. It looks like it's riding quite low at the rear as well. There was a little bit of a nudge there. You could see the bodywork kind of shift on the number 3 RDV competition car. Now that should be okay. They're hardy cars, they can take a little bit of contact, but Gianmarco Ercoli taking no prisoners here on half distance in this race. He wants to move up the order again. I'm sure the team are telling him, look, Girelli's still in position. Car 34, that is Thomas Toffel, with a 10-second penalty for speeding during full course yellow. He's in the pits and seemingly definitively in the pits at the moment anyway. So that is not a big story, really. Gianmarco Ercoli, though, certainly aggressing here up against Paul Giuffreau, having another look to the inside at turn 2. Not the first time we've seen him do this. Oh, I think they just maybe avoided each other, but he's got the inside line as they approach the fourth corner of the lap. Ercoli on the inside of Paul Giuffreau, and it is Gianmarco Ercoli that moves into the lead. But I guarantee a response from the RDV competition driver.
What a move by Gianmarco Ercoli. The incident in turn 1 will be investigated after the race. So this is the battle for the race lead, and Gianmarco Ercoli, he wrestled himself past Paul Giuffreau there. It was an amazing maneuver, and what I got as an information right now, thanks to Reza Maulana in the EuroNASCAR media team as an editor, he's working there on the points in the Challenger Trophy. At the moment, we have the top 3 separated by just 3 points. It's at the moment Dario Caso leading Max Lanza by 1 point, and 1 point further down, but maybe out of contention, Thomas Toffel.
Yeah, So that is a big story there. Casso would absolutely love that scenario, I'm sure. Remember Valencia celebrating his first overall top 10. Imagine if he claims the title in Challenger this year. The top three back together again. So Mark Goossens has closed back in on this battle as the top two went side by side there. He gained the time back. Giffro looking to the inside, everyone darting around there just before the braking zone. Looked like Giffro got a mighty run out of turn one, the straight towards turn two. Not long enough for him to capitalise. Mark Goossens looking for his way by. He's yet to see it. And again, as he alluded to on the grid, he doesn't want to be the spoiler in a championship battle. I don't think he'll take any undue risk, but if these two guys get too involved with each other and the door is open, the Goose is always going to step through.
Yeah, at the moment, Vittorio Guerreri leading Gianmarco Ercoli in the overall standings by 9 points, 16 points behind Guerreri in second place, Paul Giffro. This is the situation right now, so it's a comfortable situation for Vittorio Guerreri in 11th. He doesn't have to gain more spots in this race. He can just settle in 11th and just bring it home with Anthony Kumpen as his shield behind him. But of course, when you were in the gravel, when you were involved in an incident, it's not a given that the car is at 100%. You never know what happens, so there's still a lot on the line. And for Gianmarco Ercoli and Paul Giffro, it's a battle for first place. And whoever finished this race in first position might have still a chance of winning the 2024 EuroNASCAR title.
Of course, for Anthony Kumpen playing shield, he's got Ryan Vargas behind him at the moment, who's recovering from the first corner incident, the secondary incident through the first corner going towards turn two. And you can rest assured he'll be looking for another top 10 to round out his season. So Kumpen, if he is indeed just playing that defensive role, is going to have his work cut out for him as the young American tries to forge a path through the field. Ercoli and Giffro then at the top two, switch positions a couple of laps ago. And Paul Giffro's car seemingly still okay. There was a little bit of bumping, but nothing excessive. And nothing that seemingly has halted the momentum of the RDV competition car. But it's Gianmarco Ercoli that leads the way, of course. The first corner incidents, plural, including his contact with Vittorio Guerreri, will be investigated after the race. That bulletin was confirmed by Andre a few laps ago. And you see there as well the number 21 of Liam Lambert under increasing pressure from Ulysse Del So. We're going to look at that a few moments ago. We go back to the situation with our current championship leader as we get confirmation that one more lap is to be added to the race. So we will have 19 laps of racing, one more lap for the pressure to be sustained here against Vittorio Guerreri. One more lap that car that's surely wounded is going to have to last. And for now, he's doing enough. But this is the most tense run to 11th place, perhaps, in Vittorio Guerreri's career.
Yeah, what a race. 19 laps now on the board at the moment. It looks good for Vittorio Guerreri. You don't see any smoke. You don't see any tire rubs. Nothing on the car. So, yeah, he may be wounded, but it might be enough to win this championship. Up front, Ercoli and Giffro, they, of course, need a little bit of a miracle. And we see what the investigation says after the race. This may also play an important role in the end, because when we take a look at the moment, we have 17 drivers still running in the lead lap or on the lead lap. Gabillon is invisible, non-championship driver. He will not take away any points. So just in theory, if we have two more drivers retiring from the race, Guerreri is the champion, whatever happens. So Guerreri just stays at the moment in 11th place behind Kenko Miura. They are very close to each other, but still Guerreri taking no risk. At front, Paul Giffro, of course, tries to retaliate and try to get back the lead against Gianmarco Ercoli, and behind that we have still Mark Goossens, and then we have two Marco Stipp Motorsport drivers in the top 5 with Thomas Krassonis and Victor Neumann. That would be an amazing result for the German team led by Marco Stipp. And then we have Liam Lambert out of Ulysse Del So but still some laps to go to crown and to end the 2024 season and to crown the champion.
Yeah, all three Marco Stipp Motorsport cars in the top 10 at the moment. Personis, Neumann and Strickler. But the Vice Championship battle, of course, is the battle for the lead as well. The runners-up or Vice Championship status, if you prefer, effectively. Whoever is ahead, as long as either Ercole or Dufro wins this race, whichever of the two of them wins it will be, at least provisionally, the vice champion behind Garelli. So still a lot at stake here for these two as they continue to fight it out. Gianmarco Ercole, Paul Dufro, your top two in the race. Mark Goossens, the interested observer. Of course, Paul Dufro currently also on course to secure his junior trophy title here in this race. And unfortunately, with Liam Hasemans down in 14th place, the Dutchman with the damaged car isn't going to be able to mount much of a challenge to that. Hop across the curbs once again, and Dufro goes the short way round, I suppose, but doesn't gain an advantage there, and continues on his way. Clearly, all three of them still pushing, mounting great pace. All three cars here still in the 1:38 bracket. Which is where a lot of these cars were in qualifying as well, so hustling on. Testament to the durability as well of the Hoosier tyres that they're still going quite so quickly at this juncture in the race. There's Anthony Kumpen with his wounded car. It's probably easier to point out the cars that don't have damage at this point. Certainly Ryan Vargas's car directly behind Kumpen does have damage, but he's still trying to press an onward path through the field. Garelli doing enough though. And Vargas there challenging Kumpen. Isn't this a fun clash of worlds? Former GT superstar, former EuroNASCAR champion being chased for the driver who was running laps in Xfinity just a couple of weeks ago in the form of Ryan Vargas. The top three, though, so far clear of the battle for fourth place. They can really focus on their battle.
To be honest, Adam, I experienced so many races in my life. I saw so many races in my life. And when I'm looking at the top three at the moment and two drivers with the need to win the race, I would now put my money on Mark Goossens, to be honest, because when you saw it in the past, two drivers desperately trying to get the win, you might be the lucky third there to take over the lead. Dufro gets more and more aggressive, looking to the inside all the time. Every time there's a little bit of more momentum for the three car, Dufro tries it, but at some point he's going to run out of time, and then he's going to be more and more aggressive, and that may be the advantage for Mark Goossens, who may just sit and wait for his opportunity to take over the lead. Man, you have seen so many races as well. You know exactly what situation I mean, right?
I do. I think what you're saying is the driver that leads when you head to victory lane might not be the driver that meets you in victory lane, as Ryan Vargas and Nick Strickler, our American drivers, go side by side there through the chicane. Now Strickler has been dropping through the order a little bit, and in fact that's put Vittorio Garelli back into the top 10. So Garelli now 10th place, 11th place now for Anthony Kumpen, and then it's Ryan Vargas trying to find his way around the Marco Stipp Motorsport number 48 car as Ercole and Dufro cross the line. It is now lap 16 of the race, Andre. We're into that final 4 laps, and to your point, yes, Paul Dufro is absolutely going to try everything. I think that he'll be thinking, well, there's a solid chance that the results may change in my favour at the end of this race once the investigation is completed, but he can't afford to take that risk. If he wants vice championship status, and I'm sure he will want to be ahead of Gianmarco Ercole at the end of the season, he needs to get by.
He needs to get by, and there is still, let's say, a 1% chance of becoming the champion. You never know what happens to Garelli in the last lap. So if you want to still have a little chance of winning the overall championship, you need to lead the race, and you cannot rely on that something's going to happen for that little tap that Gianmarco Ercole did to Garelli at the beginning of the race, that leads to a penalty. It's not a given. So Dufro needs to make that final pass to have at least a shot to win the championship, to be the vice champion. But it looks good that he's going to be the junior trophy champion for sure. So it's going to be now 2.5 more laps, so it's my time to go down. I will have you in my ear to listen exactly and very clearly what's going on, and I will bring the race-winning car and the championship car to victory lane. See you later.
Okay, good luck, my friend. We'll see you in victory lane. This is the beginning of lap 17. It's 3 to go here at Zolder. It's 3 to go in the EuroNASCAR Pro season. This is the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series decider in the Pro division here at the circuit Zolder. And it is Gianmarco Ercoli, the defending champion, for at least 3 more laps, the reigning champion at the front of the order. But Paul Giuffreau is challenging him. Right now, they are 2nd and 3rd in the championship, respectively, as they are 1st and 2nd in the race, respectively. Giuffreau wants to try and get past Ercoli, as I alluded to try and net the points to become vice champion behind Garelli. But as Andre alluded to, there's also that opportunity, potentially, if something happens to Garelli in the last stages of this race, for it to become a championship-winning move, if he can just find a way past Gianmarco Ercoli. This is a dramatic season. It's a season that's had its plot twists, its ups, its downs, its dramas, its arguments on the main straight at Ben Ray, as you might recall before the summer break. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of more heated discussions this weekend, but there's going to be a couple of more heated exchanges on the circuit as well. Paul Giuffreau having a speculative look to the inside there, going through one of the circuit's better overtaking opportunities, that being the Boulderberg box, and then the Jackie X chicane, the Jackie X box, the final chicane of the circuit to round out the race distance, or round out the race lap here at the circuit Zolder. 2 more rotations of Zolder left to go. Mark Goossens is an interested spectator in 3rd position. Gianmarco Ercoli leads the race. Vittorio Garelli remains 10th at the moment, although he's there with Kenko Miura by the looks of it on the timing screen. We've got 1.5 laps left to go. Is there going to be one last twist? Certainly, if things stay as they are, and it is Vittorio Garelli headed towards a championship, this certainly isn't the way he would have envisioned it. However, he will take it any way it comes. He's been fighting to be a superstar in EuroNASCAR, to be an established front runner. He certainly has secured that in recent years, but this year he has been the front runner. But that said, nothing is guaranteed here in the double points playoffs, and there's still a chance that Garelli loses it. He has to keep the car straight and narrow. He has to get to the flag higher than 15th position out there on the circuit. Ercoli and Giuffreau, your top 2, head towards the final sequence of corners for the penultimate time. There's just 1 more lap remaining here in the 2024 EuroNASCAR Pro season, and it's Ercoli versus Giuffreau for 1 last lap. They break the beam with just 3.5 tenths between them. Their teams willing them on down at the pit wall, and look at that run again from Giuffreau. He nails turn 1 pretty much every lap, but then that run to turn 2 just isn't long enough for a move through there, but he's really pushing on through turn 3 and then onwards into turn 4. He decides not to make the move there. That's probably wise, because then he can get a long run down the back straight towards turn 5. Uses every inch of the track there up against Gianmarco Ercoli. He's going to have a look to the inside. I don't think he's going to be close enough. They go through the first chicane of the lap now, and there's just a few more braking zones between Ercoli and crossing the line first. But Paul Giuffreau do anything to try and find a way by. He's not close enough into the Villeneuve chicane either. Cutting the curves there in a big way. Everybody trying to use as much of the track as possible. Vittorio Garelli is cruising toward a potential championship here in 10th position, but the battle at the front is going to reach a fever pitch here. Here comes Paul Giuffreau. He does it at the penultimate braking zone of the lap. He's moved through into the race lead, and at the very least, that is going to be vice championship status unless there's a comeback from Paul Giffreau, from Gianmarco Ercoli. What's happening as they go down into the final corners? It's still Giffreau there in the lead. Gianmarco Ercoli has lost the lead in the final lap, and Paul Giffreau claims the final win of the year, and that will be provisionally second in the championship for him. Ercoli will drop down to third in the standings as a result of that. We now need to see the 24 car make sure it gets home in one piece. The Vittorio Garelli machine is coming through the latter section of the circuit right now, and he is on the path to winning the EuroNASCAR Pro Championship. He just needs to reach the checkered flag. There's your winner, Paul Giffreau, but where is Vittorio Garelli? We need to see the PK Car Sport cars. There they are now. There is the 24. He is the 2024 EuroNASCAR Pro Champion on a provisional basis. He has done it. It's the 24 in 24 here at the home circuit of PK Car Sport, Circuit Zolder. Victory in the championship for Garelli. All to be decided, of course. Ultimately, there's still an investigation to come, but on a provisional basis, that's the championship. Anthony Kumpen will know it. You can see Kumpen gesticulating wildly there at Vittorio Garelli. We've done it, friend. And Ryan Vargas there closing in on Garelli too. I'm sure he will pass on his congratulations to the new champ. So then, that is the conclusion of the season. Of course, Paul Giffreau, we get a replay here, I think, of the barriers being disturbed on the last lap. Goodness me. Casso and Landa were fighting it out there towards the end of the race. Of course, they were fighting for Challenger Trophy podium honours as well as the Challenger Trophy points honours as well. Now, as I understand it, and with Casso being behind Landa, I think Casso still wins the championship. Hopefully Reza Maulana might help me on that one in the media team, but my understanding is that Casso's done enough for the championship in Challenger Trophy. Certainly our race winner today, Paul Giffreau, will also be the junior trophy champion in this year's EuroNASCAR Pro season. Giffreau beats Ercoli to the line with that move in the final few corners. Mark Goossens takes third place ahead of Thomas Grassonis, Victor Neumann in fifth place, Ulis Delso in P6, Vladimiros Siortsis in seventh, Liam Lambert, Kenko Mura, and new provisional champion Vittorio Garelli round out the 10. In victory lane already is Paul Giffreau. RDV competition will be welcoming their man home. Mark Goossens out of his car, Cal Racing and Hendricks Motorsport all jogging towards the victory lane area. There's a souvenir. A rather lovely number 8 panel, not off a DEI car, but off of a Victor Motorsport car. But Paul Giffreau receiving a hero's welcome. But Vittorio Garelli is going to be the one walking away with the biggest trophy of all. I believe his car might be down there in victory lane as well.
Ready? Ready? Okay, let's go.
There's number 3. Paul Giffreau climbs from his car as another race win is added to his tally. He's had a really good season. He will be the Junior Trophy champion. He'll be disappointed not to have won the overall title, of course, but he can leave 2024 with so much happiness. Great to see Anthony Kumpen so delighted as well for his driver, for his team. And great to see him back in the cockpit as well. Vittorio Garelli receiving his congratulations from Paul Giffreau, provisional champion. Vittorio Garelli. 10th place finish and a litany of unexpected circumstances. But he is still there in victory lane as our new champion.
Okay, champion now.
Here comes Vittorio Garelli. Often understated, but not today. This is going to be a celebration.
Bravo, bravo.
Hey man, you did it. Great.
There you go, the plaudits, the celebrations, the joy is with Vittorio Garelli. We'll hear from him in just a few moments with Andre Viegold. I'm sure we'll hear from our race winner, Paul Giffreau, as well. But, well, it was always going to be a dramatic finale. There felt like more twists were coming. It definitely was just in the air today. And despite those twists, it was Garelli that came out on top, Andre, and he is with you now.
It's going to be the national anthem of Italy in the end. It was a dramatic race for you. What you did, what you had to do after a tap you get from Gianmarco Ercoli, investigation still going on. You did what you had to do. You are the 2024 European NASCAR champion.
Yeah, I mean, he's a fucking loser, really. Turn one, he didn't brake, he pushed me up, and I managed to restart because I was stuck in the gravel. And I had old stones with the throttle getting stuck. It was really a nightmare. But I managed to get the points and we got it. They were slower 1 second all year, so they better catch up for next year. Anyway, thanks to my sponsors, my fans. I'm so happy. It was a hard fought, but yeah, nightmare, but we did it. That's what counts.
Tell me, how does the celebration look like when an ice cold, the Iceman of EuroNASCAR is celebrating a championship? Tell me how this celebration will look like later.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have a few drinks. Yeah, that's for sure. But it was an amazing year. I mean, 7 poles, 7 wins, 2 second places, and we were really another pace, you know, towards everyone. Number 3 did a really good job. He will be a future champion for sure because he's a very good talent, and good job for the win for him. And yeah, this time it was ours.
Grazie mille. Your 2024 EuroNASCAR champion, Vittorio Garelli.
The EuroNASCAR Pro title has gone to a new holder. He's looked likely in previous years, but this time Vittorio Garelli is the champion. Of course, again, everything's still ultimately provisional, but it looks like come what may, Vittorio Garelli will be the champion. And good words there for Giffreau from Garelli. And the mutual respect there is plain to see. Andre is down there on the scene as well, listening intently, and I believe we'll be talking to Paul Giffreau in the next few moments. Let's listen in if we can.
All right, I need just a microphone. Sorry, guys. Oh, wait. I'm going to manage. Paul, come here. I know it's a little bit tough right now, emotions. But first of all, head up for what you said to him. You had some issues, some problems during the season, but in the end, you shook hands. He said, that's racing. That
for me is something really, really big in the end. You're the junior trophy champion, you're the vice champion in EuroNASCAR. You did what you had to do, an amazing overtake in the last lap. You must be happy still.
Yeah, of course, I'm really happy of this race. I was starting P2, my goal was to winning, so we done it, but yeah, we were champions for 2 laps. So yeah, but as I told to Vittorio, we had some problem during this year because the pressure is so high when you play a European Championship, but at the end, Vittorio is a really, really nice competitor. He don't do... Yeah, he's nice competitor, so yeah, so big congrats to him. I wanted his place so much, but yeah, we will get this title soon, and yeah, I'm happy of the season. I'm happy of my team, and yeah, little by little we were faster. So congratulations to him, and yeah, I don't have nothing more to say.
I just add one more thing. In his interview with me, he told me that you will be a future champion in EuroNASCAR. He's sure about that. So nice words from the champion.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, congratulations. Thank you so much, Paul Juffreau. Back to you, Adam.
Lovely to see the mutual respect there. I dare suggest if it was Erkli that pulled up to victory lane, we'd be having some different conversations between the new champion and the victory lane race winner. But Paul Juffreau getting that win there at the end of the race. These are the provisional point standings then. Garelli by only 8 points at the end of it all, winning the championship. Paul Juffreau second as it stands. Erkli third. Hazemans 4th position and 2nd in the juniors behind Juffreau. Mark Goossens 5th in the points. Lasserre in 6th. Ulysse Delso 7th. Chrysonis in 8th place. Martin Dubeck, who didn't take the start, I imagine already celebrating his EuroNASCAR 2 triumph. He finishes in 9th place. And Ryan Vargas rounds out the top 10 in the point standings. A good year for him and a good year for this man, Thomas Chrysonis, Andre.
I have Thomas Chrysonis with me. I already informed him about the 8th place provisional right now in the standings, 4th place today. Good job in the junior trophy. Markus Stipp Motorsport with a strong outing in the last race of the season. Yeah, you said to me you cannot avoid me during the interviews anymore, and you're right.
Well, we said, you know, to be consistent, we say the same things every time, you know, about the team, about the work that we put in, about my coach, about the help from my sponsors, Costa Mare Shipping and Dodoni, and you know, every time it's the same interview. Step by step, we are getting better. I promised to you a top 5 in the end of the season, and I did it in the end. So I'm very happy. So now all is well. We will rest, and next year, hopefully, we will fight also for the championship.
Is this a confirmation you're coming back?
I'm coming back for sure. You will not escape me also next year.
I really love that because we have already some drivers confirming 2025, and that's good for me because I have some work to do in winter to write the articles. But okay, let's try to get the interview a little bit of a different spin. Number 1, how are you going to celebrate this season? And number 2, what is the music playing during this party?
Only metal, hardcore metal, and we drink a lot of beer in the off-season. And then we go again to work. This is the plan.
All right, thank you so much.
Guitars and cold beers, the agenda for Thomas Chrysonis. Then you can see there the PK Car Sport crew talking amongst themselves and basking in the fact that their driver has taken the championship. And you can see Anthony there, you can see Vittorio there. Delight, I'm sure, for all of them as we go back down to Andre.
Thank you so much. Sebastian Blakemole next to me in street clothing. This is not what I would like to see.
No, me neither, but I was very unlucky. My drive shaft broke. Zolder has a lot of short turns, so you go on throttle quite aggressive. And yeah, sometimes a driver can break. We replaced it recently, but bad luck, that's what it is.
But we saw Mark Goossens with a really good performance there.
It was really a nice fight, and I was hoping that Juffreau and Erkli were fighting a little bit more, but yeah, he couldn't be. He was on his limit. But anyway, I think it's good to finish with the team third 2 times in Zolder.
2025, Team Blakemole coming back. You're coming back. Your father, I guess, coming back.
My father cannot stop racing, so he's 75. So he will join us probably again next year.
And you too?
Yeah.
And then we see what the rest of the program will look like.
Yeah, we don't know yet. It's always hard. Of course, racing it costs a lot of money, and we need to talk to the sponsors, and then we see where we end up. But the goal is to drive NASCAR for many years, as you know.
All right, perfect. Dankjewel. Thank you so much, Sebastian Blekemolen. Now back to you, Adam.
Great to hear from Sebastian Blekemolen, and a shame that he couldn't take the start today, but he will no doubt build a great campaign for 2025 for himself and for his other drivers. You see there, he goes over to chat to Paul Dufresne, wish him well, and great respect among many parties here in this paddock. At the end of the day, while harsh words are often exchanged, there is respect between everyone. Gianmarco Ercoli has been directed down to victory lane. He's alongside Andre.
Thank you so much. Gianmarco, what a race. I have several topics. First of all, you and Girelli, you made contact. Can you give me your point of view?
It's always the same condition. He brake too early. I speak to Anthony Kumpen. So I'm sorry because sure I push, but he brake all time too early. It's normal who the car behind of he push. And Anthony tell me, no, it's not your problem. So I'm free with me. I try to force to win. The race is this. If I don't try in this mode, I can't have the opportunity for win. There is this 1 year me, 1 year he. The life I can't change this big gap between his car and the other car. So I try with all my feeling, with all my confidence, but it's this.
But still a nice battle then with Paul Dufresne. He got past you in the very last lap, but it was an amazing, intense fight, right?
Yeah, arrived at the end of the race without the wheels, and in the second sector he was too much fast than me, and he entry and I no close really well. It's my big mistake. I'm sorry with the team because it was important win here for the team, for the job, for all the season. But I'm sorry to car racing.
But still, we saw the potential. We saw good races from car racing, also from you. So another try next year?
I don't know. Now I enjoy the winter, and after I think to next year. So the important for me is the team show its potential at the end of the season, because in the start we no stay to a good level. And congrats to PK Car Sport and Vittorio for the victory.
All right, grazie mille. Thank you so much. I think I have Max Lanza right here, right now. To be honest, I need some help right now because I don't have the Challenger Trophy standings right now because we have to wait for investigations. We have to wait what's going on. But still, amazing fights, a nice year with plenty of racing for you and having a good time, right?
Right. I make a very good battle with Dario. I fought like a lion for all the race to keep the position, and I'm waiting for the result. I don't know if I took the additional points for the best move, and we are waiting. I do my best.
That's for sure. Grazie mille. Thank you so much. We will see. Thomas Toffel is right here next to me, so I can catch you. You lost the Challenger Trophy battle race in the very last race of the season, but still we saw a lot of potential. We saw you developing more and more race art technology, doing important steps forward. Despite this unlucky ending, you must be happy.
Yeah, no, I am happy. But it was a stupid thing during the full course yellow, because we don't hear the countdown. So Ezeman touched me in my back, and all my splitter and everything was breaking. So my race, I think it was finished here. But I take too much risk at the beginning of the start, so the penalty is right that I received this penalty. But yeah, that's the end of the championship, and I enjoy for the next year.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me. Have a nice celebration, and we go back to Adam.
Thank you very much, Andre. Looks like we've got some photography going on there with the marshals as well. They're celebrating or acknowledging something there, but I'm not sure quite what. I think, though, I heard that we might have someone else down there with Andre. We do.
I'm here now with Liam Lambert. A very interesting race. How was it from your point of view?
Excellent. We obviously started quite far back in 18th and made the most of the carnage. Found the routes through and capitalised on that. First top 10 finish in pro, so I'm pleased with that. I was hoping to get one this year. That was my last chance and I managed to do it.
How did you like EuroNASCAR racing so far? You joined in the middle of the season. Tried it? Tasted blood enough to be back?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, should see me next year. It's great fun. The championships run really well. Best racing I've ever done.
That's nice to hear. Thank you so much and congratulations. Back to you, Adam. I'm already dead with my, I do not hear you anymore, so I'm just jumping in if I have somebody.
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead. No problem at all, sir. I don't know why I'm talking to him because he just told me he can't hear me, but nonetheless, great to hear from as many people as possible down there in Victory Lane. The fans, of course, gathering to see the podiums take place. I believe we're going back down to Victory Lane now.
All right, and I'm here with Mark Goossens. It was like you were looking for an opportunity or waiting for them to dump each other. I'm not 100% sure. I was putting my money on you because I saw how aggressive Hercule and Geoffroy were. And I said, maybe he's the lucky third and become the winner. But in the end, another great podium. That's what you wanted.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I cannot complain about the podium finish again. There's been a couple this year, so I'm pretty proud of that. And you know what, the two of them were racing like really hard, sharp, but very clean. I think the pass from Jimmy on Paul was very clean into turn 2. But what Paul did in that last lap was awesome. I mean, I really had a big smile on my face seeing what he was doing there. Not that I'm for or against the one or the other, but he just did a clean move. And you know, before that, I just dropped the gap a little bit so that he knew that I wasn't fighting him, so that he could go for it, hoping for the thing that you mentioned. But no, they played clean, they played well, and they deserve P1 and P2, and I'm very happy with P3.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations. I'm trying to get the next one in. Can you just bring me Victor for... I'm using Mark Goossens now as my assistant. So, Victor Neumann next to me, you can stay here. What a race for Markus Stipp Motorsport and for you in EuroNASCAR Pro.
Yeah, I hope some people learn what my name was this race, really. From lap 6 onward, my glove melted and drew a hole in my hand. Never buy an HRX glove, that's my saying now. But yeah, fastest I've been all weekend on used tires. Last time I could ever get a junior podium, we got it. I'm really happy with that. We went to war, we got back. We didn't get any scars, anything, just brilliant race, just loved it. And we pushed, that was all I got. I didn't have anything left in the back, it was just all I got.
After clinching the Rookie Trophy in EuroNASCAR 2, a decent result in EuroNASCAR Pro, more to come from you in EuroNASCAR?
We'll see, but first I'm getting very drunk tonight. That's just a fact. I'm not going to remember any of this. I know it. Probably going to come back to the garage and going to give me whatever, anything. I'll drink anything. But yeah, so we'll see. I'd love to give a go in the US as well. We'll see what future brings us. Beautiful championship. The team is absolutely unbelievable. I wanted a bit of thank Markus Stipp Motorsport, AX Investment Group. It wouldn't have been possible without them. And my sponsor, Dave, my first mechanic, Nordin, my second mechanic, Daniel, who's behind the camera. I mean, everyone, they're just brilliant people, and I loved every single second of this championship. Jerome for organizing it all. I mean, there's so many people that recognize themselves, so thank you all. It was beautiful.
Thank you for putting up the action for us and for the fans. Congratulations. Back to you, Adam.
Great to hear there from Victor Neumann. He is delighted with his first season in EuroNASCAR, and so interesting to hear that his eyes are firmly focused on a future in stock car racing on both sides of the Atlantic, potentially. And that's often what we see, the springboard effect, of course, from EuroNASCAR into the National Series, and of course in reverse as well, with the likes of Ryan Vargas migrating to race in Europe as well. The connection, the bridge across the Atlantic is being built and fortified every single day here by the NASCAR International team. And we, of course, have them with us for this season finale weekend that has been an amazing success and a very, very exciting weekend of action too. We have had confirmation, though, of an alteration to the order, and it's a 30-second penalty for Gianmarco Ercoli. That has been confirmed now while Andre was talking to various parties down there. Ercoli with a 30-second penalty. That, of course, promotes Thomas Chrysonis to a EuroNASCAR Pro podium. I'm sure he'll be delighted with that result. But the penalty does a lot of things. Of course, it drops Ercoli from the podium. It dropped him all the way down to 6th in the order in the race as well. So he is going to fall back quite a way in the race standings. So then the fans there waiting to see a podium. Hopefully it won't be too long before we do, because the next race is out shortly here at Zolder. The action continues, of course. We hope to at least get the winning podiums done before too long. Now that that investigation vis-a-vis Gianmarco Ercoli is concluded, I don't think we're too far away from a podium ceremony taking place here. You can see the French flag flying high. That is for the man in victory lane, of course, Paul Dufresne. And indeed, RDV competition. But it will be the Italian flag and perhaps the Belgian flag getting celebrated in terms of the championship. PK Car Sport and Vittorio Garelli winning the EuroNASCAR Pro title this year. Dufresne will be your junior champion. Of course, in the Challenger Trophy, it is looking like Dario Casso who will be that champion, if I'm not mistaken. But the debriefs continuing, the celebrations continuing. And just to confirm then, in the Challenger Trophy season, it would indeed be Dario Casso the winner. And oh gosh, we forgot the sticker. Thank you kindly. Another win, 2 for each driver this season. For RDV competition, I've said it numerous times this year, I truly feel that the RDV competition lineup is one of the strongest out there. Between Patrick Schauber and Paul Dufresne, there's just so much potential in that garage. Dufresne already, I think, pretty close to the peak of his powers. He's been really incredible this year, and Patrick Schauber gets better and better as well. He's one of those drivers that really fights for this. He has to work hard to get that budget together every season. So we do definitely hope to see him back in 2025, because we know that he can be a title contender. We saw him be a title contender this season in EuroNASCAR 2. So then the car is in victory lane. I think the podium ceremony may have be about to start by the sounds of it. Indeed, it's already on. So there's our third place man, Thomas Chrysonis, on the podium. There's your second place man, Mark Goossens. The race winner, the vice champion in the overall standings, the champion in the junior trophy, Paul Giffro on the top step today is
La victoire de Paul Giffro. Hier in Zolder de zege van Paul Giffro op Sydney Zolder. De winkers vervolgens uitgedeeld voor...
you go, Paul Giffro on the top step of the podium. What a move he made. I very much enjoyed Mark Goossens there getting quite excited in relaying his view of the move from Giffro to Erkli on the final lap. Of course, ultimately, it didn't need to happen with Erkli receiving the penalty, but Giffro needed to make the move to be sure that he was going to get the win, and indeed, that's second place in the championship. And so, Boris Huber has presented the third place trophy to Chrysonis. Leslie Erto has presented the trophy to Mark Goossens. And Wim Yivshevit has presented the big winner's trophy for the NASCAR GP Zolder. Final race of the season, and it goes to Paul Giffro.
Victory for Paul Giffro from the Mark Goossens and Thomas Kassolis for 15 on the grid.
Of course, this will not be the last podium for EuroNASCAR Pro overall as well, because there will be the overall championship presentation too.
At the back, please small. And after the picture, it's time for champagne!
And it's time for the champagne to spray. The celebrations begin. Of course, for Giffro, he'll have a lot to celebrate, but the big celebration is going to be to come for Vittorio Girelli for PK Car Sport. Trophy is about the size of Paul Giffro's torso. So next up, it is the championship podium. I'm sure that's going to be an interesting one. Gianmarco Erkli is not going to be the happiest man, having lost out on second in the championship on the road, subsequently receiving that 30-second penalty as well. Hopefully he can see the positives in a season where he did claim a race win, where he and Cal Racing rediscovered some form towards the end of the year, where perhaps it had been lacking in the early to mid stages of the season. Not only that, of course, but at the start of the year, just before Valencia, he welcomed his first child as well. So all told, 2024, a good year for the 2023 champion, Gianmarco Erkli. Second place goes to Paul Giffro. But here, to the top step comes PK Car Sport's own Vittorio Girelli.
De nieuwe kampioen in NASCAR Pro, Vittorio Girelli. And in honor of our new champion, the Italian national anthem.
Now the anthem for Girelli. It's glory for Garelli and for the 24 in 2024. And now the honour falls to the president and CEO of EuroNASCAR, Jérôme Galpin, presenting your top three with their trophies, with their panneau from the Gurau family, and also with a ticket to the NASCAR banquet in Charlotte, North Carolina. Brush elbows with legends, superstars with the founding fathers, the current aces of the US NASCAR scene. Perhaps we will see some of these European stars make that crossover themselves someday. For now, though, the big trophy. Vittorio Garelli holds it aloft. The first time he is the EuroNASCAR Pro Champion.
After that scare in the first lap, all ended well for Vittorio Garelli. Now it's time for the official picture.
Vittorio Garelli with some good strength and conditioning, able to hold that aloft in one hand. More pictures, and then there'll be time to move on from this ceremony. Looks like a little bit of champagne spraying. Gianmarco Ercoli exits. Dufro and Garelli celebrate their results. Of course, Paul Dufro will get to stand on the top step again as the junior champion as well. I think he wants to drop his bottle to PK Car Sport, but I don't think anyone's willing to make the $1 million catch on this occasion. RDV competition and PK Car Sport will be, I'm sure, both celebrating long into the night. Of course, for PK Car, for RDV competition, I should say, runners up in both championships this year. They've had a really strong season with both of their young talents. It's been really good to see that number 3 back at the heights that the team's preparations behoove. Next up, it is our junior trophy podium. Oh, is it our junior trophy podium? No, sorry, this is the endurance team's podium. Your third place team there, the number 46 crew, Thomas Chrysonis, of course, driving the 46 in both of the races, or both of the championships in EuroNASCAR 2 and EuroNASCAR Pro. So he and the team working together in unison throughout the event. Next up, it should be the number 72 team, Blake Molan crew. So the combined efforts. Cheeky step to the top there from Chrysonis. The 72 crew should be the next up, second. But we see the number 3 crew coming to the top step. I think we're missing anyone from the 72 team, Mark Goosens and Mikael Bleekemolen. But RDV competition makes its way onto the podium as the winners of the endurance teams event. There will be a presentation for the teams championship as well, by the looks of it. So it's going to be a busy podium for the next couple of presentations. MVP competition have certainly had a year that they will look back on favourably. They're a racing team. They'll always think of what more they could have done, what better results they could have potentially had. But I think on reflection, they will have accomplished most of their missions in this 2024 season. Incidentally, in the Teams Championship, the Endurance Teams Championship, where the 4 events of each weekend, the 4 races of each weekend are combined into one 250-kilometre endurance race classification, it will be Team RDV. With their successes this year, they will have done enough to secure that Endurance Teams Championship. They will be the most successful team overall across the season this year, and that is a big accolade for them. That's a real proof of concept for their driver lineup, for their team of engineers and mechanics. Thomas Chrysonis for Marco Stipp Motorsport, 3rd of the teams. The 46 car with Chrysonis at the helm, of course, in EuroNASCAR Pro and EuroNASCAR 2, has been a formidable beast this year. The 50 crew will be runners-up. Jill Linster and Liam Hazemans, the runner-up team. The number 50 Hendricks Motorsport car. But the winning team climbing to the top step will be RDV Competition. They are the 2024 Teams Champions, the Endurance Teams Champion. Over almost 1,800 kilometers of racing this season in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. It has been Team RDV with Dufro and Patrick Schauber at the wheel, who have consistently been at the sharp end when all the results are tallied together. And this award will be in honour of their achievements across the season. Consistency is everything in a championship battle, as we well know, and that's particularly the case in this team's title with the endurance race set up. Faces all round. And ready for a shower. Liam was grabbed by one of his mates there, and then I think that rather left his face open for Paul Dufro. Liam got the worst of that exchange with the champagne, I reckon. So then, our next presentations will be for Junior Trophy. Of course, Paul Dufro, the overall race winner, he secured that honour there. Neumann, who stepped onto the podium first, of course, in Junior Trophy, ending his season with a really positive result in the Pro class, the Rookie Trophy champion in EuroNASCAR 2 as well, so he's picked up some silverware today. Thomas Chrysonis, he may as well set up camp at the podium. He's been up there a lot already. And then it will be Paul Dufro to the top step. It's not Chrysonis' last appearance, or indeed Dufro's last appearance on the podium for today either. There's your trophy for Victor Neumann. Presented there by Benjamin Dillat. Bart de Jager presenting the second place trophy to Thomas Chrysonis, and Tibor Myers there with a bit of a trip up, but he gets the trophy to Paul Dufro. Junior Trophy winner in addition to the overall victory here in the EuroNASCAR Pros Junior Trophy classification for this race. Next up, it will be the Junior Trophy EuroNASCAR Pro overall season standings. And that will be presented by Jason Simmons from EuroNASCAR, or from NASCAR International, I should say. There's Chrysonis. Liam Hazemans takes the second step in the Junior Trophy. A difficult final weekend, but he'll come back swinging, I'm sure, in 2025. But it's Paul Dufro, who, in addition to his second in the overall standings, wins the Junior Trophy. The fact that two of our youngsters were also, of course, fighting for overall glory this weekend tells you all you need to know about the future of EuroNASCAR. Some really strong young contenders. Hazemans receives his trophy from Jason. And Paul Dufro wins the Junior Trophy title. He receives his bottle of a Guerin Fano, and moreover, is invited to the 2024 NASCAR banquet. Now, I know he's already got one of those, so he can hand them off to somebody else. I think he might have just offered it to Liam, actually. Same thought. I already got one of these earlier. Do you fancy coming along? You know what, Paul? If nobody else will go with you, I will. Don't worry about it. The top three celebrate their Junior Trophy Championships successes. Brief now. Next up, the Challenger Trophy. The race podium first of all.
Can I stand behind you?
So now for the Challenger Trophy race podium, Max Lanza to the third step. A welcome return to the podium in EuroNASCAR for Kenko Miura for the Team Japan Needs 24 outfits, and great to see Kenko back with us. Hopefully he's got a full season campaign lined up 2025. Liam Lambert tops the Challenger Trophy for Lux Motorsport. A great result for them. It's been great to see Liam join the team along with Jack Davidson for the latter half of the year, and hopefully that pairing stays together as the 2025 pairing for Lux Motorsport. It'd be really interesting to see what Liam can do with a full season, and indeed to see the continued progression of Jack Davidson as well. Next up, the Challenger Trophy will have their year-end podium. Of course, as we know, it's going to be the ever-eccentric Dario Cancer that stands on that particular top step in the Challenger Trophy season. With Thomas Toffel, Max Lanza and Dario Casso, your top three. Toffel, who I think at times had a better run of form in EuroNASCAR 2 than EuroNASCAR Pro. Certainly his form in EuroNASCAR 2 suggests that he really is getting the hang of this EuroNASCAR discipline of racing and the V8 Beast, the 400 horsepower stock cars that he races in this series. So they should be up in just a few moments. The Challenger Trophy season podium. Jason Simmons again doing the honours for them, and Dario Casso will receive an invitation as well to the NASCAR banquet in Charlotte, North Carolina. While we mention North Carolina, I feel it important to well wish everyone in that region after Hurricane Whelen. I know people who were personally affected, lost their homes in amongst that weather event, and I'm sure the same applies to a few of the extended members of the EuroNASCAR family. So our well wishes to everyone in North Carolina. Hopefully the region worst affected by that, rather further west than Charlotte, will be back up to full steam and resplendency before long, thanks to the efforts of volunteers, charities, government officials alike. Here comes the fastest driver award presentation. This is, of course, brought to you by TJ Titanium Jewelry. Paul Giffro again up to the top step. We'll receive a titanium ring, a commemorate his very strong performance this weekend, of course, in the EuroNASCAR Pro Division. Marco Raggi presenting that to his good friend there, Paul Giuffreau. These two, I think, know each other a little bit. It's not the first time Paul's received one of them, I don't believe. Now, we were meant to have a Challenger Trophy season podium, but I don't know if that's still happening.
NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. Dat is de Challenger Trophy podium voor het seizoen 2024. Daar gaan we dan hebben de derde plek.
Okay, so there is going to be one more podium, and that is for the Challenger Trophy season. Thomas Toffel on the third step there. Max Lanza to second position in the standings there at the end. The dramas for Toffel, of course, with that collision with Tobias Downhauer, ultimately costing him the title there. But it's Dario Casa of Vict Motorsport, the massive character of that man, and he will be celebrating this one, I'm sure. He and the team get the chance to take in the banquet in Charlotte, and of course they will celebrate this Challenger Trophy Championship victory long into this evening here in the paddock. Of course, the Bell Car category also closing its year here, Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux. There's going to be a lot of celebrating in this paddock in general, but I think the biggest parties, the most rambunctious parties, might be some of our EuroNASCAR drivers. Very, very great weekend of action here. We've had so much drama, so much excitement this weekend in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. Challenger Trophy, guys, will be the last to vacate the podium. That is the conclusion of our celebrations, and that is the conclusion of our 2024 campaign in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. Again, massive congratulations to Federico Monti, to Martin Dubek, and to Vittorio Garelli, our 2024 EuroNASCAR overall champions. There's our calendar for 2025. We'll see you in around 6 months' time at Valencia when we do it all again for the 2025 EuroNASCAR season.